Investors and traders, welcome to the channel. Today is 23rd of March 2024. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. In this video segment, we are going to take a look at the key US technology stocks that we like to take a look at. It's going to be a shorter video. I will not be able to cover a lot of tech stocks, but we'll cover the important ones that we try to take a look at. As always, this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not a financial advice. So we'll start by taking a look at the stock of Tesla. This is the weekly chart of Tesla, and Tesla, we know that has been under pressure for quite some time. And in the last video we had discussed this, the Tesla appears to be moving in a channel formation, and we have this one-to-one price projection ABCD completing around the 160-ish level, and below that the other support comes in around $150 per share level, which is around these lows, and of course below that 105 is a key level. But we have this pattern formation as shown in the orange line. It's more clear on the daily chart. We'll just move over to the daily chart, and the stock seems to have respected this in the sense that it started moving lower, and we have seen a indecision or a doji candle on the weekly chart, which means that the bulls and the bears, they fought for the entire week and they couldn't agree on a fair price, so they settled pretty much very close to where the price had actually opened, and the bulls were a little bit actually they were winners. So the open was 170.02, and the close was for the week 170.83. So the bulls did win by a small margin. However, on the week, the figures are that the stock was up about 4.44%. So we'll just move on to the daily chart. This is a daily chart, and here what we are looking at, this is what I mentioned in one of the videos in which I briefly covered just the Tesla stock because it's so much in the news, and the video was for about the stock indices. This is where we have this around 160 level, the ABCD one-to-one price projection completed, which is in this blue line formation, and we have this channel formation as well in the purple, and this is where we are seeing the price bouncing thus far, and it's really important that it gets to at least around the 180 level, which is 38.2% of Fibonacci retracement, and moving above the 180, taking out this swing highs around 182.70 would be pretty good for the price action. So this is what we are watching. The good news is that the price is now more in a trading range, and this low is thus far has held around 160 because of this pattern formation one-to-one price projection, but nonetheless Tesla stock remains under a fair amount of pressure. There has been quite a lot of news about the stock, not such a great news unfortunately, but from the technical perspective, this is what we are watching: 160 around one for the ABCD one-to-one price projection. Below that we have the 150. That is it's gonna be the 61 excuse me, yeah, that's gonna be, I think I have it drawn around here, yeah, that's gonna be the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement from the 105 lows to the highs reached. So that's gonna be another key support level to watch. With this, let's move on to Apple. So the Apple stock has been in news as well, because of a number of things that came out, something to do with the Department of Justice, for example. But from a technical perspective, on the weekly chart, what we had been watching for is this pattern formation, which is the $200 per share level, and it was going to be an important resistance level because we had a number of patterns completing here. So the subscribers who have been with us for quite some time, they will know that we had discussed this one in detail, but just as a reminder, what it is that we have got the 1.272 expansion of this range from this high to this low around here. We also had this red pattern completing, which is the ABCD pattern, but the CD leg is in fact 1.618 expansion of the AB swing. So we had these confluence of two things coming together, and whenever we have a confluence of two things, two patterns or ratios coming together, it is usually a pretty strong support or resistance level, and this is what we have seen for this stock. And what it did is actually formed a double top formation around here, with this top and this top. And so I'm calling it a double top here because this swing low was also taken out, and it retraced right to this level that we had drawn around 170. And now the 170 level, I believe there is symmetry as well. So if you look at, this is how much the market had moved lower in the previous correction. And if we just project it, and this is where we get, so we have the symmetry in the market now. So this decline is now equal to the prior decline, and it has also done this in an ABCD formation. However, this CD leg is more than the AB leg. So if we were to just take this and do this, and we can see that the this leg is actually more, so most likely it's 1.272, and there we go, so it's exactly 1.272. So we have a confluence of a number of things coming together here. We have this 1.272 extension here. I've not drawn the expansion, so let's just actually draw the expansion as well. And there we go. We also have the 1.618 expansion. I'm just going to remove these because that way it's just more clear. And then just above that, we also had the 78.6% retracement. So this was telling us between 172 to 170, we have a pretty strong support. So I'm gonna actually, to highlight this, just draw it like this. This shaded area is actually to highlight this pattern formation. So it's pretty strong support here. And what we have seen is the market actually trying to find support from here for past 3 weeks now. This is where it held on the week of 4th of March 2024. 11th of March, it was inside bar, and this one actually tried to made an attempt to take this bars high out, which it did, but closed negative. But nonetheless, this 170 level is being held thus far. So what it appears is that as long as 170 is held, the chances are that this market is going to rally from here, finding good support, and at least we should see a rally up to the 38.2% retracement, which comes around 180 level. Moving above 180 level would be actually much more constructive for the stock. And then we have around 185, the 20-week moving average coming as well. So maybe the stock might even try to move higher. And from a momentum perspective, really good momentum. The 200-week moving average is way below 150, and then we have the 20-week moving average is above 200-week moving average, is strong momentum. Now, if for example this 170 level is broken to the downside, then we will be looking at for the stock to go for a perhaps a deeper correction. So we have the 61.8% retracement coming around 155, and just below that 150 is the 200-week moving average. The stock might actually try to come down to this region, and that's where we have some structural support. We have the moving average, 200-week moving average. We also have this Fibonacci 61.8% retracement, and I haven't drawn the retracement from here, from this swing to this, but just by eyeballing it appears to be 78.6% retracement as well. So we will have a confluence of quite a few things. But first of all, taking one step at a time, this 170 level is an important key level for the stock. Now, really moving and taking a look at longer term, what is really important for the Apple stock is this 120 level. So 128, 120 level. And this is because this is something which we have discussed before as well. The number of Fibonacci ratios that came together around here, it was tremendous amount of support, and this is when when it was forming this, we were telling that the key pattern was completing or near completion, and we were getting bullish. Whereas in the YouTube sphere, else in the media, there was just so much chatter about Apple moving much lower and stuff, but that did not happen. So this is really key for us. And we'll get an indication of that once the 200-week moving average is broken down, that perhaps this could be in play. And this is where I believe the game will be played. Um, if this is broken down ever in the near future, then we could begin to look at the Apple stock in a different angle, for example. But this is the really key support around 125, 120 level, which the stock is way above this level. So it is, in fact, stock is pretty strong in my opinion. Now let's take a look at the Microsoft. So the Microsoft, because of their focus on artificial intelligence, which is the buzzword these days, this stock is just moving right into the box that we are drawn, and 433 is achievable in my opinion, and that's going to be the 1.618 expansion, and this is what we are watching for the Microsoft stock. Let's take a quick look at NVDA. Here we go. So NVIDIA stock, amazing run. Psychological level is 1000. Maybe it's gonna go and target that. But what we have seen is 4th of March, some selling came in, and then we have the next 2 weeks, which are in fact inside bars. So if this the low of this bar, which is 834 and 17, let me try drawing it like this. There we go. If it is broken to the downside, then maybe there is further downside, maybe even to the possibly to the moving average. Otherwise, it looks like the psychological level 1000 might be the target for this stock. Okay, now finally, not finally, but let's take a look at Meta. And Meta is actually a little bit range bound. We have a further target, $570. That's the 1.618. Perhaps the stock might just creep on, uh, keep on creeping up higher and reach that. Let's take a look at Zscaler. So this stock has formed an interesting pattern. So if you recall, we were watching for this stock to pull back a little bit, perhaps this 38.2% retracement, which comes around 195 level. And this is what the stock has done. And where did it retrace from? We retraced from the 61.8% retracement. Didn't get there quietly, but it was close enough, and it was also 1.618 expansion at the $264 per share level. And this is where the stock found good resistance level, because we have a confluence of two ratios and one expansion, one retracement coming together. And what the stock has done is it has pulled back right into 195, 38.2% retracement. If we were to draw this little triangle, trend line in red, we have some support coming here. If we were to draw this ladle line here, right from this top connecting just this bottom, we have some support around here as well. So it appears that it might be a formation taking place similar to what a cup and handle is. So we have a nice accumulation around here after the stock forming its highs, made a low in 1st of May last year, 2023. So it's been a nice accumulation, and then this is kind of where it found resistance, and it might be the handle part. And especially if it's able to break above this 265, which will be the 61.8% retracement, and also the 1.618 expansion, then the chances are it's actually moving in its next leg higher, maybe in an ABCD formation, to challenge these all-time highs and even move beyond that. So tremendous amount of support in my opinion coming around this $195 per share level for this stock, and this is the one which we are watching really carefully. Quickly, we'll take a look at RBLX. This is the stock we like to watch for the theme of metaverse. It's just been in a really long, elongated um, sideways trading range for a very long time now. Every time it tries to rally, resistance comes in from previous structure, and it appears that if it's going to rally this time, um, and it's able to take out 46.50. The next one to take a look at is 53.80. That's the structural resistance coming from these highs. And ultimately, we are really aiming that this stock on the weekly chart tries to aim for the 38.2% retracement at least, which comes around $67 per share level. So this is what we are watching in these key US tech stocks. Apologies, I'm not able to cover all of them. The list we have is a little bit longer. I'm missing some stocks such as Netflix, for example, Amazon, um, Symbiotic. We'll do that in another video. So thank you very much for watching the video. Good luck, good trading. Have a great weekend. Speak soon.